Let's continue with the word of the Most High. Shalom, Shine, my name, Lord and Savior. Let's look at 2nd Ezra 7 and verse 59 again. It says, "For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, Choose thee life, that thou mayest live." And that life is referring to everlasting life. Mashiach Shai told us in St. John 14:6, he said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." So he's the way to show us how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High, that's going to lead to everlasting life. Another clear understanding is in the book of Baruch, the 4th chapter, the 1st verse. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High. This is Baruch, the 4th chapter, the 1st verse. This in Apocrypha, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life. Moses said what? Choose ye life, that thou may live, or death, that you may be cast into the lake of fire. This is the command. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. So anybody tell you that the law is done away with, it says the law endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life. That's everlasting life. But such as leave it shall die. And that death is no joke. You don't understand. This is a condition that you got to look at. This your choice. Life or death. One scripture. Revelation 20 and 15. Revelation 20 and 15. This is a choice we have right here. "And whosoever was not found written in the book of life," that life again. That book of life going to allow you to have everlasting life. That's why it says, "Whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire." If your name is not written in the book of life, you will be cast into the lake of fire. That's what this is all about. Working so that our names can be written in the book of life. Otherwise, you don't know what this is all about. If you're not being taught what you need to know to make it to the kingdom, then you're wasting your time. Baruch 4 and 2. It says, "Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it." Take hold of the laws of the Most High. "Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated." Who cares about what man or what woman thinks or anyone else thinks? But what the Most High thinks about us. That's what's important. He's the power of powers of powers. That's what we're supposed to be looking at, but what do we do? Let's find out what we've done so we don't make the same mistakes. Jeremiah 7. He said, "Trust ye not," in verse 4. Jeremiah 7 and 4. "Trust ye not in lying words, saying, the temple of the Most High." The Most High is in here. The temple of the Most High is in this house, this church. The temple of the Most High. The temple of the Most High is in this church. I feel Jesus up in here, in this house. Oh, just with me, or just with you, whoever you are. The temple of the Most High are these. That's why I say, trust ye not in lying words. Because you got to understand the temple of the Most High. First Corinthians 3:16. 1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that you are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? We the temple of the Most High, and the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in us. Not no building. Understand this. Go to Acts the 7th chapter. Look at verse 48. Howbeit, Acts 7:48. Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophet. See? The Most High don't dwell in temples made with hands. Go to verse 38. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness with the angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai, and with our fathers who received the lively oracles to give unto us. So what's the church in the wilderness? The people, the children of Israel. The people are the church. Remember the Most High said. Going back to verse 48, Acts 7:48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as said the prophet. Say, heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. So you take your heel and you put it on a stool. So that's what the earth is to the Most High. How you gonna put him on the earth when he say his heel can only fit on the earth? Earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me? Said the Most High. Or what is the place of my rest? Hath not my hand made all these things? Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in the heart and ears, you do always resist the Holy Spirit, as your fathers did, so do ye. See? They always resisted the Mashiach Yahushua, the spirit of the Mashiach Yahushua, who the prophets had. I got to show that. I'm going to keep saying it. I want to make sure that maybe one day for someone to hear this to be able to bring it out more. Somebody got to see the Spirit. 1 Peter 1:10. But with salvation, powers and authority, the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you. This grace, getting something that we don't deserve, that's grace. It's coming to us. It came to us. Listen. Concerning the prophets, searching what or what manner of time the spirit of a Mashiach, which was in them, did signify. Yeah? The spirit of a Mashiach, which was in them, did signify. Now how was that? So we had to be there for them to have the spirit of a Mashiach, but not the one that came in the flesh. That's why I say you got to be spiritual to understand spiritual understandings. The law of the Spirit. You see? And that's what you see in here. The prophets had the spirit of a Mashiach. Most High have a voice. Mashiach has a word of the Most High. That's why he was an angel, a spirit. You make his angel spirits. The spirit's angels, same entity. Searching what or what manner of time the spirit of a Mashiach, which was in them, did signify, when it testified beforehand the sufferings of a Mashiach and the glory that should follow. He suffered like we suffer as the children of Israel. But we know the glory of the kingdom, like they said. In verse 10, of which salvation the prophets have inquired. That salvation is power and authority. And it's guaranteed from the word of the Most High to come to the 12 tribes of Israel, 1/3, mind you. of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's salvation. We got next forever and ever and ever. That's why this is so important for us to learn how to be pleasing in the eyes of the Most High, and the Mashiach Yahushua and the angels that's reporting everything. See? Go back to Jeremiah 7. Verse 5. It says, for if ye thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if you thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor, you gotta change your ways. That's why he told us, over and over again, he's telling us to change. Go to 2 Corinthians. The same thing's being written here in 17. 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. Therefore, if any man be by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua in Mashiach, he is a new creature. That's changing from your old ways. Old things are passed away. You still the same as you always have been, and you learning this truth, there's something wrong with you. You have not become this new creature. You're the same old man, the same old woman. You're the same one that if you don't change, gonna be cast to the lake of fire. Your name not gonna be written in the lake of fire. Excuse me, in the book of life. But to be cast into the lake of fire. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. You gotta get rid of that pride. You gotta learn how to be corrected. You gotta learn how to follow orders. Because when all this go down, as you see it going down, unless your eyes is just thoroughly in the dark, it's going down. It's going to get deeper and deeper. Because of what you can read in Revelation 12 and 12 and Revelation 12 and 17. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe be destruction to the inhabitants of the earth. That don't sound like a lot of love, people. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth. That's where we live, on this earth. Destruction to the people on the earth and of the sea, those that's out there in the sea. For the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath. Having great wrath. As we looking at us coming closer and closer to the Most High by keeping His laws, statutes, commandments, having faith in the Mashiach Yahushua, fearing the Most High. The devil comes down with much wrath. This is why. Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Got a short time. It's getting shorter and shorter. Days getting shorter and shorter and shorter for him. It's already escalating. He's pretty much getting ready for the valley of Jehoshaphat. Verse 17. And the dragon, which is the devil, which is Satan, which is the beast, which is Esau, which is the dragon, which is the serpent. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, who represents Israel. Jeremiah 6 and 2. Also has likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. And went to make war with the remnant of her seed. What do you think the remnant represents? 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. Which keep the commandments of the Most High. Or the people that say temple of the Lord, temple of the Lord, temple of the Lord are these. Are they keeping the commandments of the Most High? In these different religions? They taught to keep the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws. Yes or no? No. They taught you can eat whatever you want to eat. All you got to do is pray over it. Also, I don't have nothing that's unclean. You go to scripture without understanding and read that. Knowing good and well, they got all kind of diseases, all kind of health problems. Behind what? The way they eat. Abominations. You are what you eat. But he's coming down against the 1/3 you think he is, but the 12 tribes of Israel. When you come down against the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, that's what Mashiach going to break through the fourth dimension with his 200 billion angels. They show you that on Independence Day and so forth. They show you that, but in the end, you know, he always have Esau and Jacob. Always in these movies, you see Esau and Jacob. Jacob helping Esau, and he wins. And he conquers. And all this is about Mashiach Yahushua and the Most High power. Power is coming. It's set righteousness on this earth. If you don't want righteousness on this earth, you deserve to die and be burned in the lake of fire, as it is written. Because who would not want to see righteousness on the earth? And you see that it's not being brought about. I don't care what position anyone's in on this earth. They ain't not bringing about righteousness in America. You'll stop all the heinous crimes and murders and the things that people are doing that's so abominable against the Most High from happening. Now, this place is spiritual Sodom and Egypt, as the scripture says. Without a shadow of a doubt. Getting worse and worse and worse. That's why the Most High has to destroy it, as he says. He's going to destroy it. But see, our people caught up with it. They love it. They love it so. That's why they're going to burn. Because their name not going to be written in the book of life, because listen, this is who they're coming after. They ain't got to worry about the old temple of the Lord. This church and that church and this religion, that religion. They ain't got to worry about them. He already got them going to hell with them. You can go to hell anywhere you want to. Just don't try to take me in the 1/3. That's why I'm coming to deliver the 1/3. Most High will, if we are there to be a part of this. You understand? So, and the dragon was wroth with the woman. The devil gonna be wroth with the children of Israel. 12 tribes of Israel. And went to make war with the remnant of her seed. The 1/3 of her seed. That's the remnant. Which keep the commandments of the Most High. Who's keeping the commandments of the Most High? Only the 12 tribes of Israel. And have the testimony of a Mashiach Yahushua, because all we need is the Torah, Tanakh, and the New Testament. All in the Apocrypha, everything that's in the authorized King James Bible. Period. We don't need nothing else. You can go outside all you want. You be fishing all this way, that way. Next thing you know, you come up with some new religion. Now you got a religion. All we need is the Bible. Straight up. There's enough here. When he come back and show us, you think he's going to be grabbing books outside of the Bible? What the Mashiach was teaching us on the Most High, he gave us this. You think the Most High don't have the power to say, this is what you're going to put in there? And I'm going to enlighten my servants, the prophets, to understand the mysteries that I want them to understand, to be able to bring my people back to me, that they can see everlasting life. When this happens, believe me, the Most High sending the Mashiach Yahushua, he's coming through the fourth dimension. Because he said 1/3, that's the remnant. You're not going to destroy the 1/3. That's what he's coming after? Oh yeah. That's when you look at that judgment going to go down. It's the judgment for him. Go back to Revelation 20. In verse 14, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. They'll be cast into the lake of fire. Josiah playing with them. Look at Revelation 19. And verse 19. And I saw the beast and the kings of the earth, America and all the kings of the earth, we fight each other. They're going to stop fighting each other. And their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. Mashiach Yahushua and the 200 million angels. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him with with which he deceived them that had received a mark of the beast, and them that worship his image, Caesar Borgia, and every image that he have, betraying you to not follow the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments. Even the image of you saying you ain't under the laws of the Most High. That's an image that he portrayed. He got you bowing down and thinking that he's the Most High. Mashiach Yahushua, this so-called white man, Caesar Borgia, and so forth. Yeah. In many other ways, he's going to bring it as his mark. Because they already doing it. Some countries, they already got the chip going to the people. And they loving it. So, they start somewhere, believe me, it's going to go all over. But there's many ways that you see this image being done. Not just one way. The mark of the beast. And them that worship his image. See? These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. See? And the remnant was slain with the sword of him that sat upon the horse. Yeah. The one that's left is going to kill him. This is Mashiach Yahushua. Which sword proceeded out of his mouth, and all the fowls were filled with their flesh. Got the buzzards eating them up. All the birds going to be eating them up. Just like they was eating our flesh. We fell in 70 AD. Israelites didn't want to follow what Mashiach Yahushua said. So, they had to pay the price. Look what, look at verse 17. It says, and I saw an angel standing in the sun. An angel standing in the sun. An angel standing in the sun. And he cried with a loud voice, saying, to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, all the birds that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. So we know what the end result gonna be. Mashiach Yahushua gonna win. That's why we gotta overcome, like he overcame. He told us. Revelation 3:21. He said, to him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne. Hear that? His throne. But the first king coming to this earth, we just read about him. The Most High setting him up to put all his enemies on his feet. That's what David said. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thee on my right hand till I put all thy enemies under thy foot. Make thy enemies thy footstool. He said, to him that overcometh, we got to overcome. Something. Will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame. So he, like I say, he's the way. He came here to show us the way. To follow the truth, the laws of the Most High. It's going to lead to everlasting life. He's an example. He made himself an example. Even as I also overcame. Remember, he overcame the devil when he started his ministry at 30 years old. That's the law. Numbers the 4th chapter, 30 to 50. Ministry, 51 years old and over, you're an elder. People that's 51 and over, they don't look at you as no elder if you young like that. Nobody old, in their 60s, 70s, they look at you as no 30-year-old something. There's no elder. Y'all call yourself elders if you want to, but you're not following, you're not rehearsing the righteous acts. You know that. Some here, some have it here, and they start calling themselves different things. We all priests, but we not all elders. Because I don't respect somebody that's younger than my sons. Be an elder. They laugh at it. Some people that's older, they laugh at that, but it is what it is. I mean, and even the ones that have the zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. I've experienced that. But still, it doesn't matter how much you know, they still didn't respect you as no elder. So as knowledge puffers up, so we're supposed to be rehearsing the righteous acts. So like, to him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne. See? He ought to overcome. He was an example of how we overcome. He let him hear what the Spirit said unto the churches. So the Spirit is speaking to the churches, who are the people, who are the children of Israel. Let's go back to Jeremiah 7. I say that because, it's important that, you understand, as we're rehearsing, especially as far as me saying that elder, I did a whole breakdown on that. The elders are 51 years old and over. Did a whole breakdown on that. Just look up Freestyle Wyman YouTube. Or just ask someone that's about 70 years old and you about 30-something. Tell them you the elder. Or even their 60s. Back to Jeremiah the 7th chapter. Verse 5 again, it says, for if ye thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if you thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor. But to tell you, most I told you in Leviticus, go to Leviticus 19. We're supposed to be operating in the spirit of how the Most High gave us these laws. Leviticus 19 and 1 and 2. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and said to them, ye shall be holy, true and perfect and righteous, for I, the Most High, your power, am holy. What do you tell us in verse 17 and 18? Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. How many people have grudges? They hold them for years. You're supposed to be doing that. That's against the laws of the Most High. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Most High. It's the words of the Most High. He's telling us. We're not supposed to be walking around with ill spirit against our brothers and sisters. That's wrong. He's not with that. You gotta love your people. Most High said in Romans 9:13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved. So, I'm not going to sleep with hatred in my heart against my brothers and sisters. Most High love you. How do you know it's not a little one that you hating on? You got this grudge against. You're one of the little ones. You see, my boy tie a noose around your neck, great millstone on it, and cast it into the sea. So, we gotta follow this, people. It's very, very important that we see this and operate in the spirit of the Most High to be able to observe the opportunity. Look at Romans 12. Romans 12 and 16. It says, be of the same mind one toward another. I mean, partiality. The same mind one toward another. That's why y'all be clicking. I like this, brother. You see, you can see that though. They get special treatment than other people. Be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits, thinking you know it all. We know in part, we prophesy in part. That's the way it is. Nobody have the whole truth. If you don't need a Mashiach Yahushua to come back to teach us for 1,000 years. Understand this. So he got to come back and show us of the Father. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. If it be possible, as much as lies in you, if it's possible, he said, much as lies in you, live peaceably with all men. He's talking about our people. This is talking to us, Romans 1 and 7. Romans 1 and 7. To all that be in Rome, Romans 1 and 7. Beloved of the Most High. We got to go to Romans 9:13 now. It said, beloved of the Most High, who the Most High say he loved. Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So he said he loved Jacob, and he hated Esau. He hated Esau from the beginning. So it's talking to Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, and we became his descendants as the Israelites. So Romans 1 and 7 says, to all that be in Rome, be loved of the Most High. Right? So we see, Romans 9:13 said, the Most High, as it is written, Jacob have I loved. So here it says, called to be saints. Saints, who are the saints? Psalms 147, 19 and 20. This is how you get understanding through the precepts. Psalms 148 and 14. Psalms 148:14. He also exalted the horn, which is the power of his people. His is the personal possessive pronoun showing ownership. The praise of all his saints. Who are they? Even of the children of Israel. Who are we? A people near unto him. Praise ye the Most High. So near that he says he only knows us. So you see the book of Romans is speaking to we, the children of Israel. It says, Romans 1 and 7, to all that be in Rome, beloved of the Most High, Jacob have I loved, called to be saints. The saints are the 12 tribes of Israel. Grace to you and peace from the Most High our Father, the Most High the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Exodus 3:15, 16, Matthew 22:32, Acts 3:13, power of Abraham, power of Isaac, power of Jacob. Grace to you and peace from the Most High our Father and the power of Mashiach Yahushua, who said in Matthew 15:24, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Hallelujah. So it's very good to know that we have a power that loves us, but we have not loved him. And we have shown it. Go back to Jeremiah 7. He told us to love thy neighbor as thyself, we the Israelites. Verse 6. If ye oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, you to walk after other gods to your hurt, then will I cause you to dwell in this place in the land that I gave to your fathers forever and ever. See, what we do? What we do? David, he was prophesying in the spirit of Mashiach Yahushua, told us, we always messed up, man. We always messed up. Always, we couldn't get it right. Only a few times we got it right, Most High blessed us. Then we mess up, Most High jack us up. And we get it right again, but not that many times. Not that many times. We just couldn't get it right. Could not get it right. We rather follow the heathen rather than keeping the law, such commandments of the Most High, like you taught now. You're not under the law. So who you following? Just what the heathen would have you follow. Many times the Most High turned his wrath from us when we cried to him. He said, verse 6 of Jeremiah 7 again, if ye oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, neither walk after other gods of your hurt. What we do? Psalms 106 and 35. But were mingled among the heathen, because he told us he's going to scatter us among all nations. We didn't follow his law, statutes, commandments. That's why we scattered among all nations to this day. And learned their works. We were scattered among these heathen and learned their works. Their works. The Most High ain't dealing with them. And they served their idols, which is their gods, which the Most High told us not to do, which was near unto them. Yeah, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. See? The Most High told us not to do this, but we did this. And shed innocent blood. See? Even the blood of their sons and their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of the gods of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood. Sacrifice our sons and daughters to these demons, these idols, these gods of the Canaanites and so forth. The Most High told us, don't deal with them. Get rid of everything they have. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a-whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance. Most High wrath was kindled against us, so that he hated us. Therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people, insomuch that he abhorred his own inheritance, and he gave them into the hand of the heathen. And they that hated them, not loved us. So when you think all these other nations love you, he said they that hated them ruled over them. Their enemies also oppressed them. That's us, the children of Israel. And they were brought into subjection unto their hand. You couldn't do nothing. He had no power, because the Most High took his power away from us. The Most High with us, they knew not to mess with us. They knew not to mess with us. When we were in the spirit with the Most High, that's what you're going to see going to happen as we learn these laws, statutes, commandments, and following the Most High, having faith in the Mashiach Shai, fearing the Most High, doing what's right. When they come against the remnant, as I said, the devil know he got a short time, comes down with much wrath. When he comes against that remnant, that's when the Mashiach Shai is going to break through. And it's on. You wonder, well, how come it's not, dealing with us this way, that way? Because they know. Better believe it. Everything gonna escalate. Everything gonna escalate. You mess with his remnant, his little ones. Oh yeah, he gonna get you then. He gonna get them then. You see, with those that hated us ruled over us. Their enemies also oppressed them, and they were brought into subjection under their hand. So many times did he deliver them. It's us. But they provoked him with their counsel. So you think the Most High don't hear everything you saying? You think the Most High don't hear all your thoughts? You better understand. You thinking wrong, the Most High hear that? He knows. Look, isn't that your thoughts? Don't you think is secret? You know, you're speaking it. You're not speaking your thoughts. You're thinking it yourself. The Most High hear it. He hears it. You can't go over this enough. How people think, you can just slide by. I think he did all this, he gave us all this. If you really believe in him, there's null and void. You don't know what you're doing or what you're thinking. He knows. Believe this. Ecclesiasticus 23:19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men. So a lot of people got a problem. They afraid of how somebody gonna look at them in this earth while they want to be rolling like a Hebrew Israelite. We are who we are. Everybody else, look how they look. Well, we can't look and be who we are. Hebrew Israelites. You afraid of eyes of men. How somebody gonna look at you? Or you got so much pride, you don't want nobody to check you or tell you what's gonna be right for you. Because your pride is gonna keep you from overcoming. The righteousness that the Most High wants you to have. Or the blessing that He wants you to have. Ain't nobody gonna be blessed with no pride. That's why you gotta come out of it. Such a man only fears the eyes of men. So worried about how somebody gonna look at you or see you. And knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Hear that? 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Beholding all the ways of man, everything that you do, and considering the most secret parts. A secret is what you think, and you ain't did nothing. Can't get no secret in that. This our power. He see everything. That's why he said, look, go back to Psalm 106. Verse 43. It said, many times did he deliver them, but they provoked him with their counsel. So I say the Most High, hear everything. Provoked them with what we were saying and were brought low for their iniquity. Were brought low for not following the Most High's. First and foremost, being humble and having a broken, contrite spirit before him to do what he say do in his eyes. That's 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Behold everything, and even the secret parts. They're brought low for our iniquity, for our sins. Sinning against the Most High. Nevertheless, he regarded their affliction. Listen, when he heard their cry. He regarded their affliction when he heard their cry. Some of you ain't crying to the Most High because you are all up in, like you got it going on in hell. How you gonna say this is hell and you so happy in hell? I'm talking to you leaders. Those that are over the Most High's chosen sheep. Or I might say called sheep. But many are called, but few are chosen. So you'll know if you're chosen, if you make it. To be there with the Mashiach Yahushua and teaching us for 1,000 years and then making that change to go into the everlasting life with the Most High. You see, right now we're just rehearsing, everybody. Rehearsing. He ain't give it to no one man. He ain't give it to no one church, no one camp, no one congregation. That's what you need a Mashiach shot for, to teach you 1,000 years for. Come on. I gotta hear what I'm saying. Dare not make thyself one of the number. So how you gonna say you that number? Better hear what I'm saying. Humbly, with a broken, contrite spirit, for the love of Jacob's sake. You see? You can't do that with pride. You can't cry to the Most High. You so prideful. What you gonna cry to him for? You satisfied in hell. You ain't crying to the Most High. You ain't teaching people to cry to the Most High. He ain't broke you down enough. You ain't seen enough pain and suffering. And you ain't looking at the pain and suffering that our people going through to cry for them. A lot of them gonna be there before you. You prideful. Nevertheless, he regarded their affliction when he heard their cry. Affliction, pain, and suffering, and things are not like heaven. In hell. Now you gonna say we in hell and you acting like you in heaven. I said you're already in the kingdom. This was the Most High gonna hear. Those that's been afflicted, when he heard their cry. And remember for them, not for everyone, his covenant. And repented according to the multitude of his mercies. When he heard their cry. Ain't no time, show me a time that we have to cry to the Most High that he can't do for us. And this is the last time we gotta cry. Hard for it to be delivered. It's our last cry as a nation. And he's gonna deliver us because he's sending on Mashiach Yahushua to judge and make war and shut down all kingdoms and bring righteousness on this earth. If you don't want that, then you deserve what we read about earlier. That lake of fire. If your name never read the book of life, you thrown in the lake of fire. Period. Like Moses said, you got a choice to choose what? Life or death. That's it. Choose you life that you may live. If you don't choose life, everlasting life, by keeping the laws of the Most High, doing what he say do, his rules and regulations, you going to the lake of fire. Period. That's what I say. Remember, after death, you gotta suffer. You suffering enough now, aren't you? If not, you better find somebody that's suffering and cry to the Most High for them. Bring us all into it. Verse 45, he remembered for them his covenant. And repented according to the multitude of his mercies. He made them also to be pity of all those that carried them captives. Hear what he said? He made us be pity among these nations that took us into captivity before their eyes and before our eyes. Save us, O Most High, our power, and gather us from among the heathen, to give thanks unto thy holy name and to triumph in thy praise. Blessed be the Most High power of Israel from everlasting to everlasting. And let all the people say, Hallelujah. Praise ye the Most High. Look, I'll pose a question to you. David see captivity like this? No. King David was a prophet, had the spirit of a Mashiach. Because Mashiach was his power. He told you that in Psalms 110 and 1. He beat down all the nations. He had them in subjection to us. But he knew it was going to happen. As a prophet, seeing prophecy of the future, he knew what was going to happen. So we did. It was doing. Because we all that went only into the Egyptian captivity. That was it. So here we are now. In trying to hopefully come together and be one. As he said, he's going to make us one stick. Bringing the northern tribes and the southern tribes together. It's only 1/3. Look at Isaiah 48. And verse 16. He said, come ye near unto me. Hear ye this. He said, I have not spoken in secret from the beginning. So I say, he spoke to us in secret. From the time that it was. There am I. And now, Most High Power and His Spirit have sent me. Thus saith the Most High, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, I am the Most High, thy power, which teaches thee to profit. I am the Most High, thy prophet, thy power, that teaches thee to profit, which leadeth thee by the way that thou shouldst go. Now, the only way you're going to really see righteous profit is to keep the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. That's what Joshua 1:8 says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou may be prosperous and have good success. See, all profit is not necessarily good success if you're not keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. This can be your consolation right now. That's it. Most High take everything from you and laugh and mock you because you ain't come back to Him. That's what He's saying. Listen. Thus said the Most High, verse 17, thus said the Most High Power, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, I am the Most High, thy power, which teaches thee to